Raymond, you work in the IT field, right?
Right.
And technology and building websites.
30+ years, yeah.
30+ years,
yeah.
okay. So, what do you like to do with the IT industry yourself?
IT has been good to me. To me, it saved my life, and not only that, allowed me to live a pretty good life, you know, lifestyle, you know, and be a provider, you know, pretty good provider for my family. I want to pass that on but I want to see my people, you know, reflected in IT as I teach the concepts. I want them to see themselves, you know, contributing to because this is the future, bro. This is the world. Artificial intelligence, man. Cloud networking, virtualization, man. This is all bleeding edge, you know, stuff. And this is not only the future of IT. This is the future of our world, man. We're going to a pretty automated, you know, artificial intelligence, you know, technology world. The internet has taken over, man, and pretty much expanded our range and made this phenomenal worldwide. Yeah. And I want, you know, us to be conscious enough to get out of the hood stuff, man, and look at this world trend or this world phenomena that's taking place, where if you find your place in it and find out, you know, find your niche in that, not only will you be a part of this worldwide trend and be able to benefit technology, but we could be a part of this thing that's going to change the world and bring it back to our neighborhood, our communities.
Growing up in Elm Street, man, or Elm Lane, did you ever see yourself in this position?
Nah, bro. Nah, my bro. You know what? You know when I left, you know, going to the service, man, you know, but at that time, it's amazing because I couldn't see past getting a fat sack and maybe a nice car with some, you know, Davis wasn't even out there, with some spokes.
So was that the template?
That was it, man. That was as far as my thinking went, man. And that's a shame, man. But as much as I hated the military, the thing that it did for me is it expanded my thinking, expanded my range. I started meeting people, man, my age, who had goals and aspirations, man, that went past just getting a sack and a nice ride and a woman with a fat ass. You know what I mean? Because, you know, let's be honest, that's kind of
boilerplate here.
Right, you know, that's it, man. Yeah. You know, and I started to see myself, man, as part of a much bigger world. You understand? You know, and it released me, man. I couldn't see this coming up, man, because I didn't have those type of examples. My heroes, you know, weren't from, you know, the technology world and scientists. And
so, question, Raymond, in teaching IT, what technique would you use? Because most of these people are probably fearful and challenged by this.
Right. That's why engagement, collaboration. Somehow I have to pull them in, and even in the infancy stage of me teaching them, they have to see themselves as a part of this. That's why I have to change my website, you know, to make it reflect a diversity that includes us. It's not like I want all our people African American, but
you do want the diversity to reflect.
It should reflect IT world along with the rest of the world, which is a diversity, man. You know, why is it that I have a website, when I go through it, all I see is white people? What does that tell me, man? That white people are the only ones smart enough or worthy enough, you know?
That's not true.
Right, exactly. So,
because generally, as a people, when we get into something, man, we usually take it over.
Right,
Once we figure out what it is.
Because really, I've been in IT for over 30 years, man, 33, 34 years. And website design was not really my niche. I'm network operations, or what they call network infrastructure. But I'm kind of not changing, but altering my focus and getting into website design because I'm not satisfied with the websites that's being designed for me as a service. They're not reflecting us as a people. You understand?
I think one of the techniques that you told me about is that when you teach an IT, you have to approach it as if they were 3 years old.
Exactly.
Tell me about that.
You gotta take because see, I think one of the things about white supremacy, a white dominated culture, and a culture that's shaped and dominated by white supremacy, is and what I've learned in IT, being in the IT field so long, they present these concepts to everybody like they're so complicated because they want to build themselves up. If you speak to engineers, most of the advanced engineers in IT, they present these concepts and make them so complicated. And the reason why they're doing that, whether it's conscious or unconscious, they want to put it out of your reach. But by breaking
So that's on purpose.
That's on purpose, whether they realize it or not, because they always want to believe that they're smarter than you, and this is way too complicated.
So here's the three things. That's where they underestimate, undervalue, and marginalize.
Marginalize is the biggest thing, man. And don't ever accuse them of that, or they'll get real defensive. I guarantee you, I've done it a million times.
What?
But
so they don't recognize the sincere ignorance and the conscientious stupidity that exists in their culture.
They don't. They really don't. Most white supremacists are real ignorant, and they don't even know the legacy that they're contributing to, But, for the goal, in my opinion, is to break it down like so simple that a 3-year-old can understand it. Because if you take these technology concepts and break it down to its most basic, denominator, then you'll find it's not complicated at all. It's very collaborative, it makes sense. But it's presented to people, because if you ever been in a group, if maybe most people haven't, a group of engineers or a meeting of engineers, it's probably some of the most unproductive meetings because everybody's intellectually wrestling, trying to prove that they're the smartest one in the room. So so
it's a lot of hyperbole.
Exactly. That's because we're trained as engineers, man, to overcomplicate stuff and make it inaccessible to most people, and reserve the benefits of it, for a small group of people who's smart enough to see, that you just overcomplicating it.
Right.
To put it out of my reach.
Right. Well, Raymond, I'm glad we have this opportunity to get some information for you so we can better understand. And what will the name of the company be called?
The name of my company is Creative IT Education and Consulting.
Made simple, huh?
Yeah. That's all it is. I'm finding creative ways, man, to educate people.
Would never imagine Raymond,
right?
LiL Raymond, aka LiL Raymond, from AM, by way of Luna's Park Room, man, doing these things, man, and just amazing me, you know what I mean? Because every time I come over here, this is what you do. This is your livelihood, and this is how you pay your bills, take care of yourself and wife and kids, and you know what I mean. This is what you do.
And I'm hoping that's the legacy that I can leave people with. You know what I mean? When my time is up and the word LiL Raymond is not mentioned anymore and time has passed, I hope that people who do remember LiL Raymond will remember me about trying to educate my people, man.
I'm sure, man. Bartender, New York, rest in peace. Herman Jr., rest in peace. Ricky Pitts, rest in peace. You know what I mean? I failed to mention earlier, Lug and Jug, man, they was part of that, but they still living. I mean, I'm quite sure all them brothers with Jimmy Butler, rest in peace, they would be definitely proud of what you're doing here
I hope
today,
so, man. I hope so, man. I hope so, man. I just hope that I can do something to contribute to the generation that's coming behind me, man, other than leaving a legacy of bloodshed and trying to play badass, you know.
Right. And take them darn skinny jeans off.
Yeah. There you go.
Minute those days. But anyway, man, good talking to you, Professor Melly Mail, the Hood Post, man.
Right.
You know the vibe. LiL Raymond.
Peace out, y'all.
All right.